Hi, and welcome to Tim and Joel's Weekly Draw. Joel, after watching a couple of old legends suck wind last night, how are you doing?
I feel a lot better about myself today than I did last night. Tim, how are you?
I'm feeling pretty good. I thought the fight was very entertaining. It was good to hear Mauro. Didn't expect that. It was interesting to have him interact with Snoop Dogg and Israel. So it was fun. It was a fun time. Good fight.
I was sports entertained last night.
Same.
And here we are hoping to sports entertain you with the week ahead in wrestling. So shall we get into it?
Let's get into it.
All right, Monday Night Raw. We have a triple threat match for the #1 contendership for the WWE title at TLC. Keith Lee is taking on AJ Styles, who are taking on Bro. Riddle is involved. That's the third man. Each man won a qualifying match last week to gain a spot in the triple threat match. And Tim, all I ask is who would benefit from those three from a WWE title opportunity at this point?
Man, I don't know. I'm feeling Keith Lee. That's what I'm feeling. It still feels early to me. I don't know if that's the right call. Like, I'm curious. I would be interested in seeing how him versus Drew would go. It just feels early, but that's who I foresee winning that match.
I think it's going to be AJ Styles.
Yeah.
I think it's Drew needs another heel opponent, and AJ would be the perfect little foil, literally little foil, and have his big buddy almost do a lot of the heavy lifting. See how Drew reacts to that guy.
Yeah, I think that makes sense too. Actually, like it's TLC seems like kind of a throwaway thing. So
that's right. Speaking of throwaway, we've done this before. It's a moment of bliss with Alexa Bliss and Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Two of these people met back in October 26th, prompting an appearance from The Fiend. I'm sure we're headed to Fiend versus Randy at TLC, which is drastically different than anything you and I were talking about even a month ago.
Yeah.
So my question is, what kind of TLC match would you make this? What's the stipulation, Tim?
Wait, okay. How does TLC work? You have to limit it to tables, ladders, and/or chairs?
No, well, technically yes, because
Okay.
there's already Extreme Rules, which is anything you can think of.
Chair, I guess.
That
way they can both
introduce something.
Yeah, I don't know. They can both take a sit mid-match because that's the pace both of them kind of work at. So,
any chance that it's going to be Funhouse Bray instead of The Fiend? Because Funhouse Bray recently had a match on Raw and then had a match against The Miz at TLC last year for the Universal Championship.
yeah, I don't. They use Funhouse Bray to prolong things. So this is like the least interesting version of how this could have gone. We predicted a few different routes, and this is one of the most boring. Sorry to say. Like, I don't know what they're gonna do with this.
Well, let's keep in mind the two had a match in the House of Horrors back at WWE Payback 2017.
Yeah.
You can go back and watch that on your network. Speaking of WWE Network, NXT TakeOver is this coming Sunday on the WWE Network. They have announced nothing for NXT this week, so instead we'll just let you know that our predictions and previews for TakeOver War Games will be available next week on PW Unlimited. We'll give it to you then. So in terms of what we're going to do now, we'll move on to AEW because Tim, winter is coming.
Yep.
Winter is coming.
There's an awful
All
lot
right.
of snow for a program shot out of Florida, but anyway.
I'll say, I mean, even up here in Canada, we're not seeing as much snow as they're predicting.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a nuclear winter. Anyway, let's move on. We got the AEW World Championship up for grabs. Champion Jon Moxley is taking on Kenny Omega. It is the first official bout between these two. They've already had one unofficial, unsanctioned match that was something to watch. Holy crap. But now we have Kenny Omega. He's a new man. He's a cleaner man. He's a more pompous man. And we also have a grizzled champion in Jon Moxley, who has been AEW champion for the last 273 days as of this recording. It's Moxley's 10th title defense since defeating Chris Jericho at AEW Revolution back in February of was it last year? Are we 2020? Oh my God, we're still 2020. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's almost over.
Still. Okay.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, with that in mind, who wins the match? And then I have another question for you.
Okay. Mox still, I feel.
Okay. I'll take it. I'm going to say it's Kenny, and I'm going to tie it into who attacked Jon Moxley backstage 2 weeks ago, Tim.
Yeah. It was Kenny.
You think it was Kenny?
I think it was Kenny.
The world is wondering if the forbidden door has opened and maybe a certain Florida-dwelling Japanese superstar who wants the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship is lurking backstage.
I forgot we talked about this too. Okay, yeah, that's a plausible route. I would like to see that too.
Who knows? We're going to find out sooner than later. Either way, Moxley and Omega are going to tear the house down. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Let's move along, AEW. The Dynamite Diamond Ring Battle Royal.
Wow. We did a 180 in terms of my interest.
Really?
We went from like great match to what? I don't care.
Listen, I will editorialize that yes, this card is, I think it's a one match card. And I'm sorry that we're now burying the rest of what we're about to talk about. So, tune out now if you don't like it. Keep your eyes on. We're still going to talk about SmackDown next week because there's something there. But the Dynamite Diamond Battle Royal is going on. The winner gets the ring, I guess. I haven't been told that they're going to give a new ring or if it's MJF putting his ring on the line. MJF is in the match. So is Wardlow. So is Hangman Page, Sammy Guevara, John Silver, Alex Reynolds, Isaiah Cassidy, Mark Quinn. Matt Hardy is, wow, I didn't know that. Matt Sydal, Scorpio Sky, Sean Spears, Orange Cassidy, Kip Sabian, and Miro. So, Tim, who the hell benefits the most from that field? And who's in biggest need of the win?
It's probably Miro.
Thank you.
I feel like there's no reason for me to really be that over him right now. Like, I'm disappointed. I had high hopes, and he has not really delivered yet. And they've invested a lot in him. So I think they need to just keep building him up, and hopefully his exploits in the ring kind of make their investment worthwhile down the road, because it's not happening just yet.
We talked about it on our show. Maybe it's possible that WWE signed the wrong half of that duo. You can check it out, timandjoelpod.com. Let's move along, shall we? I also think Miro is the one who should win this match. I don't really see anyone else who stands out as someone who could really benefit from it. Looking at the list, Scorpio Sky, but it doesn't really make sense to put it on a good guy. You could maybe put it on Wardlow and have him and MJF have a disagreement because it's MJF's ring.
That's not
and
a bad
Wardlow's
idea.
about to take it from him. Who knows? Hangman winning it, I don't know what that does for him. Sammy Guevara, again, you can tell the same story. It's a lot of Inner Circle and MJF stuff if you get into it.
Yeah, and maybe John Silver, but I don't know. Brody Lee's absent. Like, the Dark Order feels less and less relevant, like a little bit every week, even though they're on TV all the time. So I don't know.
Oh, there we go. Speaking of relevance, let's move along. Darby Allin and Cody Rhodes taking on Powerhouse, Hobbs, and Ricky Starks from Team Taz. Powerhouse joined Team Taz 2 weeks ago on Dynamite. That's my Brooklyn accent. That's not going so
great
well.
Decision, though. Great decision.
Oh, absolutely. A lot of mean mugging for the camera.
Yeah, okay. Less of a great decision. I'm not taking that face. It doesn't make me afraid. It makes me confused and concerned.
How about Taz gloriously choking out Cody with the Taz mission last week on Dynamite?
So satisfying. Do it again and again and again every week.
The ECW fan in me was just loving every minute of that.
Yeah, it was good.
TNT champion Darby Allin, who's in this match, is posting drone videos of burning churches, and Cody Rhodes is pretending like it's 1983, and this is Crockett Promotions, and this is the main event of the Greensboro Coliseum, and Ricky Starks is there, and he's pretty cool. So I ask you, Tim, do you care? And who's going to win this match?
I'm hoping Hobbs, Ricky Starks, just because I like Will Hobbs. I don't care for any of the other wrestlers in this match, and like I can't take Darby Allin even a little bit seriously since he's still being 13-year-old edgy. I don't get it. I don't get how a grown ass man can put together these little videos and like even the like Daredevil stuff he does is not even like. It doesn't even seem that dangerous. It's just lame.
I'm Darby Allin, and this is Jackass.
Yeah, but like a cowardly jackass by comparison.
Let's say Starks pins Allin, and we start a program between those two for the TNT title. How's
Works
that?
for me. Yeah, that's fine. Go for
Perfect. Let's do something with this tag team match. Speaking of matches, for the first time ever, Chris Jericho is taking on Frankie Kazarian. I kid you not, this match is happening because Jericho took exception to Kazarian punching MJF following their tag team match last week on Dynamite.
It's his little baby boy. He's got every right in the world to be mad. He's new to the family. He's got to be protected.
What?
MJF's he's Jericho's darling little baby boy.
Great singer though.
Yeah. I think this. What?
Who requires anger management more of these two? Does Kazarian need it, or does Chris Jericho need anger management more?
Okay, so when Jericho gets angry, it's confusing because he's like yelling with a smile all the time. Like that's like his default. So I can't tell if he's actually angry. He has a lot of opinions, but he doesn't seem to stand by them most of the time. Like he'll just back down when someone kind of confronts him. So maybe Kazarian, but maybe Kazarian's anger management is just whooping Chris Jericho in the ring. That would be great, wouldn't it?
That would pay off very nicely. Speaking of paying off nicely, let's talk about the women's division in AEW, something that unfortunately doesn't always pay off nicely. But I am looking forward to Britt Baker taking on Layla Hirsch. For Baker, she's trying to climb the ranks in the AEW women's division and take a title from Hikaru Shida, who, by the way, is not on this card for some reason.
Again. I mean, okay. Are we moving towards Shida, or does Thunder Rosa get involved?
Thunder Rosa should probably get involved. I didn't think about the NWA Women's Championship, also known as the TNT Women's Champion.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, I'm seeing her kind of ruin things with this Layla Hirsch match. That's what I'm seeing.
All right. Well, Layla Hirsch, by the way, she's trying to leave a bigger impression on AEW fans because she's been performing on Dark and is fantastic. So I'm personally looking forward to these two having a great match. By the way, Big Swole is currently top contender for the women's like the number one contender for the women's championship. So why?
God, this whole thing is just fallen by the wayside, and I don't. What a messy division. And Vicky's still cutting promos. So like, what? Where are things going? Give them some time that isn't on Dark and
or
isn't at 9:30.
Yeah. Oh, that's AEW Dynamite. That's winter is coming. SmackDown, officially no matches announced, but we're expecting Baron Corbin to maybe introduce some new loyal subjects to face the Mysterios. Maybe some forgotten subjects? There you go. Wouldn't mind seeing 2 of the 3 of the Forgotten Sons make their return to WWE programming. So I guess we're going to find out. Shout out to Sean Ross Sapp from Fightful for really putting that idea in a lot of people's ears, including my own. But from WWE.com, a couple of injury reports following this past Friday SmackDown. Otis, after being attacked by Jey Uso, was evaluated by WWE Medical. The evaluation revealed multiple areas of contusions and tenderness of the muscles throughout the thoracic spine region. Examination of the bony region of the thoracic spine and ribs did not reveal any abnormalities. That's a long way to say Otis is fine.
He's got bruises. That's a long way to say Otis has got some bruises from gimmick chair shots.
So someone got real wordy and real verbose. And they call me verbose. Jey Uso was sent to the trainer's room following his match with Kevin Owens, and the ringside physician's evaluation revealed a bilateral upper extremity weakness as a result of stretching over the lower cervical nerve roots of the chair strikes. Oh my God. The belief is that the weakness is temporary and should resolve over the next few days. What?
Doctor, it hurts when I do this. Like, I've got a little bit of a sore neck. That's why did they do this?
What is wrong with us?
I don't know. Why are we watching this?
Because we love this sport.
We do love this sport. And there's lots of good.
And you can love us every single Thursday on Tim and Joel Call It in the Ring. timandjoelpod.com is where you can find us. You can subscribe to us on YouTube. There's even a little gimmick in this video that shows you that you can subscribe to us because we love to see you in our chat Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, Tim, where can the kids find you online?
Kids can find me online at TimStoneP, TIMBSTONEP.
And you can find me on all forms of social media at Joel Pearl. That is JOELPEARL. For this week, enjoy your wrestling, and we'll see you next week on PW Unlimited for NXT TakeOver War Games predictions.